Making family videos for my children, grandchildren, and if God should bless me with long life, my great-grandchildren, came to me while I was spending 8 weeks during 2022 in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, teaching at 2 universities. During that time, I got COVID. And during my COVID time of being isolated, God spoke to me through his second commandment in Exodus chapter 20, verse 4, and I'll read it. It says, "You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above or on earth beneath or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sins of the parents to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments." So I hope this video is something you, Jason, because this video is about you. I hope this video, Jason, is something you will have during your whole life. And if God blesses you with children and grandchildren, even to 1,000 generations of your descendants, I hope they will learn as my testimony for history how much your Father has loved you. So what I'm going to give you is a list of attributes I most admire and love about you, Jason. These qualities are not in any order or priority of value. So I love you, Jason, and I'm very proud of you, and I'm making this video to honor you from my heart in my older years. It was clear to your mother and I, from the time you were born, that you had a mindset from God of being a business entrepreneur. From a very young age, you always wanted to make money from some kind of business venture. I remember your first business was knitting hot pads from some little, children's set where you put the little strings across the little pegs. And in time, you progressed to raising and selling rabbits, having a honeybee business, making bat houses, and all other kinds of companies. I remember distinctly why we were living in China as a family, from 1989 to 1991, and you were just 6 years old at that time. We were traveling through southern China in Guilin, China, during our New Year's vacation. So as a family, we decided to take a hike up into the hills, and there was a small stream there, and it was full of weeds, just kind of like seaweeds. As the stream's coming down, this stuff's waving. And somehow you decided that was a business opportunity. So you convinced your brother Tyler to gather weeds from the stream to sell on the street in town, just like the other Chinese business people. So lots of Chinese just sit on the curb at that time. A woman with 12 eggs, another lady selling tomatoes, and they just have a little basket, and everybody just sits on the road. And you persuaded Tyler to help you gather a sheet full of this. It was just weeds. But you thought you could sell it, to be carried on a long stick that you each held on your shoulder. So we got down to the village, and there was little Jason, along with Tyler, sitting on the curb of a busy street trying to sell their weeds. This brought much curiosity and smiles from the Chinese passerbys. No one bought your weeds. But that was something different to see 2 small white boys with blonde hair acting as street salesmen. So you drew a crowd. I, as your father, was so embarrassed that I just had to stand off a short distance away to observe the event. I'm going to show you that picture. Now, it's blown up a little, but you can see Jason there, and you can see the Chinese people on the street looking on, but they're sitting there he's sitting there trying to sell those weeds as a little entrepreneurial business, I should say international entrepreneurial business deal. As you grew up, you were captivated by computers from the very beginning and spent many, many hours learning how to use them. And that progressed. Then you got on to learning how to do eBay, and that was a business deal. And from there, you got this idea, if you could take the Christmas presents you didn't want, and if you could sell them online, make some money off it, then you could turn around and buy something you liked better. In time, you bought a car online you had never seen, and to your parents, we were pretty horrified by that. That was the early days of the internet, and, sending money with a credit card. That was a big issue for us. On time, you earned a university degree with business and worked very hard for that. Now, as you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you'd work for a number of large American corporations doing online marketing. And then off to the side, you've started several of your own companies and continue to have your internet marketing consulting business. Now, you have a very high-level internet marketing. You are a high-level internet marketing expert for a major worldwide American corporation as a result of all your hard work and study. And then, in addition to this, you do your day trading on the stock market. So that's some of that. Now, it's clear to all our family that you dearly love and adore your beautiful wife, Vero. And that's a great credit to you. And son, I know that you are a big picture systems thinker when it comes to selling and marketing. You like working on big projects with big visions. You're not the kind of guy that likes small projects. I've been impressed that you've become a very active learner and doing a lot of historical documentaries, but being an active, continual learning, I greatly admire that. And in all of this, it's very easy to see that you are a risk taker, probably much more than me, willing to try new adventures and have the courage to do that. I don't think I have as much courage as you do. And you're willing to fail and to try again. That doesn't frighten you like it would me. So your father has neither these business skills or computer skills that you have. So you definitely didn't get those abilities from me. I admire you, Jason, for your just interest to travel and travel internationally and sometimes even by yourself. And that takes a little more courage, but just to discover new things, that's an amazing thing in you. I remember when you were working on a big job in Chicago that you volunteered your time with an entrepreneurship program for rising business people in Chicago, and you gave your time to serve as a mentor for that. So that was admirable. And then at the end of that, you decided to take a year off from your Chicago job to make a 6-month, 5-nation tour to independently study entrepreneurship. That was quite a deal, quite a deal. You had gone to Colombia and then on to Mexico, and you were in Mexico City when COVID happened and your program shut down. But the good thing is you met your future wife, Beryl, in Mexico City and then married her. So that worked out well. Now, I know you're permanently living very well in Mexico City, but that's something too, to be willing to be flexible enough to live in a foreign culture on a long-term basis. Not everybody can do that. I admire you are a very fashionable dresser. Definitely not like your Walmart father. So, Jason, my firstborn son, this video is a gift from your father's loving heart to you, my loving son. I love you, Jason, and with all my heart I love you, and I always will.